Tensor G5 shown in a recent benchmark leak was an unreleased version of the Tensor G4 with a different PowerVR GPU and CPU configuration that Google was testing. Google was earlier believed to have started testing the Tensor G5 for its Pixel 10 series, which will likely launch in late 2025. It is typical for such chipsets to be spotted on Geekbench 6's benchmarking databases several months before the official launch. The upcoming SoC obtained a disappointingly low score in both single-core and multi-core tests. However, it turns out that it was not actually the Tensor G5 that was getting tested but an unreleased Tensor G4 variant equipped with a PowerVR GPU and a different CPU cluster. Imagination Technologies, responsible for integrating the PowerVR DXT48-1536 into the Tensor G5 next year, has yet to update the drivers for the graphics processor. Historically, Google's Tensor chips found in its Pixel smartphone and tablet range have consistently underperformed when comparing single-core and multi-core tests. Thankfully, on this occasion, @Richard_Milliers has shared crucial information, stating that the Tensor G5 that people stumbled across on Geekbench 6 earlier was actually the Pixel 9's Tensor G4 sporting a different configuration. On X, the individual writes that this part was an early prototype designed to test and compile new Tensor GPU drivers ahead of the final build. For those looking to upgrade to the Pixel 10 next year, their worries have been put to rest because an SoC developer at Google has apparently mentioned that the SoC's layout has yet to be finalized. In the thread, @Richard_Millier also shows that Imagination Technologies' DXT48-1536 GPU that is said to operate at 1.10 GHz and will reportedly tout ray tracing and virtualization support has yet to have its drivers updated, suggesting that it could not have been used with the actual Tensor G5 when running Geekbench 6. It would have been difficult for almost anyone to spot this difference, especially when the Tensor G5 is already said to have reached happy out status, meaning that it is ready for mass production. In short, it would be relatively easy for eagle-eyed individuals to mistake this Geekbench 6 listing. With that out of the way, we intend to be more careful with these leaks, so stay tuned for more updates from our end.